What's up everyone, it's Reclaimer with 2XP Gaming, and I'm coming to you with a video that I've been putting off for quite a while, but there's some pretty good news in here, so I hope that you stay tuned. This is going to be somewhat more of a longer video, and it's not necessarily going to be super gaming related, but I think it's important to make this video to kind of get us started on a new slate, as it were. So the reason for this video is I want to talk to you a little bit about 2XP Gaming, which started back in 2014, so we're 5 years old this year. Where we've kind of been the last 2 years or so. As you probably have noticed, we have not really been putting out a lot of content when it comes to videos or anything along those lines. And when I say we, I mean me. So I want to kind of talk about where we've been, talk a little bit about the struggles that I've been having within the last couple of months, maybe last year, and then talk about where we're going. So I will timestamp the video down in the description, so hopefully you stick around. If not, there'll be a too long didn't watch version in the description somewhere. So thanks for being here. Alright, so kind of where we've been. Now, if you've been following our channel for any period of time, you're going to notice, or if you go back through our videos, you're going to notice that probably sometime around 2016, early 2016, the frequency of our video content dropped. We would be putting out videos probably at least 2 a month, which I know isn't a lot, but for us it kind of was. And when I mean us, it was me and about 3 other friends that would create content for the channel. And I'm not going to disparage any of my friends through this. Please don't take it that way if you're watching this. But a lot of the time it was falling to me to make the videos and edit those videos and get them uploaded. And not only that, but we weren't sponsored, and we aren't sponsored. We would not get tech review samples or anything like that. So every single piece of hardware, of software, every single game that you've seen us put on our channel, we've had to pay for that out of pocket, and that can get very, very expensive. So we really started to kind of peter out at that point in time. In addition to the fact that I was in the process of buying a new home and moving to that new home, it was really one of those things where it was like, you know what, I just don't have time to keep doing this. The rest of the guys were kind of like that too, and you started to see us really kind of fizzle out. So I moved in August of 2016, and then shortly after that I joined my local fire department. If you know me personally, you know that I'm big into volunteering, and typically where I do that is with my local fire department. I've actually been a volunteer firefighter for probably 13 years now. Close to 14 years, and I joined my local fire department. That in of itself is a second job, believe it or not. And if you ever want me to talk about my experiences volunteering as a firefighter, let me know. I'll come up with a video for it. But so that started to take a lot of my time away. 2017 rolls around, and I go into the Fire Academy to get my Fire 1 national certification. That was 2 to 3 days a week for 5 months. That was a huge time commitment right there. So that's a big reason for why I was not creating videos. And then in addition to that, YouTube ended their partner, or they changed their partnership guidelines for the content creators. And what that meant was we went from being a partnered YouTuber to a not partnered YouTuber, which I had a little live stream about my thoughts with that. Honestly, I kind of get it now at this point, but at the time I was really put off by it because it's like, hey, I'm going through all this, buying all these things out of pocket, and it's not going to be getting me anywhere. Yeah, I was only making a couple bucks a month off of the content, but at least I felt, hey, I'm a YouTube partner, we can do something with it. So that kind of put me off. So in 2017, we did not put out a lot of videos, and the videos that we did put out were like tech reviews, which tend to actually get us more views than gaming related videos, which I thought is just interesting. So now move into 2018, 2018 just wrapped up. I've had a lot of different priorities pulling at me. So in 2018, I became a lieutenant at my local volunteer fire department. So as an officer in the fire department, that requires more of a time commitment and just more things to do. A lot of different priorities going on in 2018 between my actual job, the fire department, my family life, my friends, doing things like other hobbies that I like homebrewing. All of those different priorities really got in the way of me actually wanting to make videos on YouTube. And then it kind of got into the last couple months of 2018, and even right now, kind of in a low spot for myself personally. So if you know me, I've been trying to get into the game industry for probably about the last 2 years as a producer in some type of production role. I know I would have to get into a entry-level role because I don't have game dev experience, traditional game dev experience or anything along those lines. And it's been really hard to try and break into that industry. So for like the last 2 years, close to 2 years, I've been applying to game studios in production level roles, and with the exception of one, I haven't even gotten any type of response in a positive light. There was one recently at a game studio I would love to work at that actually got back to me, and I started going through the candidate process with them. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to move forward from that. Luckily, I was able to get some feedback, and I can use that if I want to move into the game industry at some point in the future. But it's kind of been a little bit deflating for me, to be honest with you. And I have no problem saying out there, YouTube, I've struggled with depression before, and it's definitely gotten me. It has me feeling a little depressed that as an experienced project manager, I can't break into the game industry in an entry-level role, taking a massive pay cut and potentially having to move with a massive pay cut. It's really hard. So that's been having me down the last couple of months, and I'm getting to the point now. I'm 30 years old, and I'm getting to the point where I don't necessarily know how much longer I can keep hoping that I'm going to break into the game industry. And I have to not necessarily grow up at some point, but I have other obligations, to my family, to my friends, potentially starting a family at some point soon. So I want to keep looking, I want to keep trying, definitely to try and get into games production, but I don't think me looking at jobs every day and waiting for somebody to reach back out to me, I don't think that's going to keep me feeling not only good about myself, but it's not going to keep me feeling fulfilled. So last night I kind of had this epiphany, and I was saying, I remember when I was doing a lot with 2XP Gaming, how that made me feel. It made me feel energized, it made me feel active, it made me feel like I was doing something with my passion for the game community. It wasn't making me money, that's for damn sure, it was costing me money, but it made me feel good about myself, it made me feel good about my hobbies in life. So, with that said, I want to tell you about where 2XP Gaming is going. So, what I cannot promise you is I cannot promise you that I'm going to be able to put out regular content. And I know that stinks because as a channel, you can't be expected to grow if you aren't putting out content daily or weekly at a minimum. But again, I mentioned this a couple times in the video, we don't get tech samples or review samples. We have to pay, I have to pay for every piece of hardware or every piece of software that I review or that I unbox or that I talk about. And that can be very costly. So I can't really go out and be like, you know what, this game looks cool, I'm just gonna buy it. Even though I don't play it, I'm gonna buy it so I can review it. I can't really afford to do that. And I don't think anybody should have to necessarily do that. So I can't promise you consistent content, but what I can promise you is we're gonna make efforts to kind of do the following. So I'm going to commit to making videos, making more videos. Basically, every new piece of tech that I get, throughout my life, basically here. So let's say I go and I get a new router because I needed a new router. I'm going to commit to making a video on that. I don't know how short, how long, or detailed the video will be, but I'm going to commit to making sure that there's a video made about it. I am committing to doing actually some live streaming. I think it'll be cool to do maybe some live streaming on YouTube because we already have our YouTube channel established. I'm not necessarily sure what the content could be. Could it be like a weekend review, news type of show? Could it be something where I talk to you about maybe tech questions that you have, or do some tutorials on how to do X or Y with your computer? I'm not sure what that content looks like. And if you're watching the video still and you have some ideas for what some live stream content would look like that you want to see, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'm going to try and commit to doing some IRL videos or streams because I think that's going to be some good patter content while I wait for new content, like new tech gear to review. And I'm actually going to try my best. And friends, if you're watching this video, I am talking about you. I am going to try and bring back some of the older creators to this channel, maybe get a new one or two, and see if I can get their help in making video. If you recall, Captain Jock / Pens15, Dr. Katzenberg, Mudcat, all of them are doing their own thing right now, and I definitely appreciate the work that they put in the past, and I'm hoping that maybe we can get them to come back and every once in a while be able to submit some type of content, and maybe get some new friends to deliver some content as well. So that is what I'm committing to. Now, I do want to quickly, little disclaimer, I do see that the camera is doing a crazy autofocus thing. The camera's actually so far away from my face that I wasn't able to set up the manual focus, so I do apologize for that. That's kind of where we're at right now. So if you sat here and watched my whole little history of where we've been, I really do appreciate it. If this was too long for you and you didn't watch the video, the long story short is we are going to be creating more content. I can't promise it's going to be consistent, but we are going to be creating more content. If you liked the video, go ahead and like it. If you didn't like it, whatever, dislike it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or things you want to talk about, things you'd like to see, we will do our best to make some content surrounding that. And really, to those of you who've stuck around the last 5 years, I truly appreciate it. It's a lot to do videos like this for nothing. But having folks that do come around and check out these videos, I truly appreciate it. So thank you very much. This is Reclaimer with 2XP Gaming. Hopefully we'll see you soon.